This is Yellow Man, my very own superhero character. And in this video, I'm going to tell you all about him, as well as two other characters. Before we get into that though, I wanted to yap all about the creation leading up to Yellow Man, and how it led to this video today. If you don't want to hear me yapping, and you'd rather just learn about the characters, then just go to this timestamp. Anyways, first thing I want to say is, technically the start of the video is a lie. It's not my very own character. It's me and another friend's character. Me and him have been working on this guy for a while together now, and we basically co-own the character. So this is my friend's YouTube channel. He's the one that also owns Yellow Man. He changes the name like every 5 seconds though, so if it changes after this video has been uploaded, then womp womp. So the first thing I wanted to talk about is Yellow Man's name. It's rather straightforward and kind of silly. Well, that's the point. Yellow Man is a parody, or a joke? Would the term be parody or joke? Because parody implies I'm making fun of another hero, but I'm not doing that. I mean, I guess I'm parodying superheroes, but at the same time, I'm not really making fun of superheroes. I'm just making a silly little character. I guess this is a joke. I guess I'll call it a joke character. I don't know if it's a parody, but whatever. Terminology aside, everything about Yellow Man is meant to be silly. That goes for his name, as well as his lore, which I'll go over later on in the video. Next thing I wanted to talk about is my connection with superheroes, because I'm making a whole superhero, so shouldn't I have some connection with superheroes? I mean, that's kind of a given, so yeah. Everyone knows what a superhero is. Everyone is especially aware of DC and Marvel. So was I. However, I wasn't super into it like that. I liked Iron Man's design, and I thought Spider-Man was pretty cool, but I never actually sat down and watched any of the shows or any of the movies. I've only seen like a few superhero movies, such as Black Adam, Shazam. I even saw Avengers Endgame. Not the Marvel movies that came before, just Endgame. And I was left really confused. Which, I mean, yeah, I don't know what I expected. But the point is, I was never really into superheroes like that. Even when me and my friend were working on Yellow Man, at the very start, which was only like a few months ago, I was never really into superheroes. But naturally, I decided I should probably, get into superheroes, considering I'm making a superhero. Maybe I should, look at media, get some inspiration and whatnot. But one day, I was on my Xbox, bored, looking through the shop, and I saw a crazy deal. Mortal Kombat, which is irrelevant, and Injustice 2 were in a bundle for a whopping $10. And both of the games came with the DLC, which I just think is so crazy for $10. So, I bought, I freaking bought that thing. And me and my friend, we stayed up all night. He was over my house, and we basically played Injustice all night, bit the whole game. I absolutely loved it. It's a really awesome, it's such a cool game. And, so, naturally, I came across these characters I had no idea about, like, who the heck is Dr. Fate? What the heck is a Black Canary? All these characters. And so, I decided to look into it more, just look into DC stuff more. And yeah, I'm not super into it still, but I've seen a lot of video essays, getting more into it. And I want to get into more of the comics. I will eventually look into the comics, but so far, I'm having an awesome time when it comes to this stuff. I even got to see, in the same week, me and my friend, we even went to go see Superman First, which was freaking amazing. And then 2 days after that, we went to see Fantastic Four, which was also amazing. So yeah, recently I've had a superhero phase, and that's probably not going to stop anytime soon. So how do I want to present this character? Do I want to make it a comic, a show, a movie, etc., etc.? Well, I've been going back and forward on 3 ideas. The first idea is a comic, because that's where every kind of superhero starts from. It starts off as a simple comic. But I've also been kind of unmotivated. I've been, lazy. Comic drawing takes a lot of time. And so my idea is me and my friend will take turns, like, drawing panels. The styles will be completely different, but I think that'd make it kind of unique and fun. My second idea is a novel. Something written out, because, I'm a writer, and so I feel like I could pull that off much more than a comic. And then the third idea, eventually, maybe, I can make it into a show. A Yellow Man show right here on my channel. I think that would be so freaking cool. But, for now, it's probably going to be more of like a comic, I would say. Maybe a novel, but I think more likely it'll be a comic. So, yeah. I wanted to give a little shout out to a specific creator because they've honestly given me a lot of motivation when it comes to Yellow Man. Xander Films. This is the creator of Bullet Boy. Basically, this guy made this character as a kid, and as an adult, he's just brought it to life and has just done all this stuff, and it's basically made his dreams come true. And, his videos are super fun and entertaining, and it's just super cool to see that it all started, that was his childhood hero. And it just spiraled up into being, more official and, being a real thing. And, sometimes I'll feel unmotivated when it comes to Yellow Man. But I'll, turn on one of his videos, and I'm like, I gotta do that. I gotta make Yellow Man real. And so I just wanted to give a little shout out to that channel because it's honestly such a big motivation for me. Now, future Yellow Man videos. So in this video, I'm going to be going over 3 of the main characters. And I'm planning on the future video to be going over the 3 main antagonists. Because I think that'd be pretty fun. There's just so many Yellow Man characters that could just deserve their own video. And I will eventually get to them. Don't you worry. I would love to share every single one of these characters with you because that's something that I just love to do. Just sharing my creations. It's something that brings me a lot of joy. And I'm happy to be able to do that. For a while now, my channel has just been kind of locked into being horror related. Five Nights at Freddy's and just analog horrors and just, spooky, scary stuff. And I do love scary, spooky stuff. But I also want to expand my channel to be, more, superhero stuff, Sonic videos, Mario videos, just more variety when it comes to my channel. And I was a little nervous doing this because, transitioning from genres could really hurt the channel. But I'm willing to give it a shot because, it's something that makes me happy, it's something I'm passionate about, and so it's something that I'm going to do. So, yeah. I can finally talk about the characters, which you've all been waiting for. Now, these 3 characters, and all the Yellow Man characters, are written via a template. And so, for this part of the video, I may speak like I'm reading a script, and that's because I am. I am not used to reading scripts. I usually just, make bullets and points, and then kind of summarize those bullets and points. It's way more natural for me. So if it sounds like, I'm reading a script, that's because I am. I'm not the greatest when it comes to sounding natural, but I'll do my best. Now, let's get into it. Yellow Man's real name is Johnny John Johnson. He's 34. He's a male. His species is human. His character type is hero. And his significance is the main protagonist. He has super strength, flight, and super speed. He also has sun-themed powers such as light beam that shoots out his eyes, similar to lasers. Now, when it comes to this type of character, you might be quick to say, oh, this is just Superman, which, fair enough. But I feel like currently there's just this weird archetype of character types that are basically Superman. You've got Omni-Man and Homelander. And probably way more characters with this similar archetype with super strength, flight, laser vision of sorts, and so I just kind of took that archetype for Yellow Man, but I don't want it to just be straight up, laser eyes. I kind of want it to be a little bit more unique, some unique flair, so his powers are more sun-orientated, light and sun. I think it could, give some unique flair to the, what would you even call this archetype? Is this like an archetype? Is there a name for this archetype? Like the Superman, Homelander, Omni-Man kind of thing? If there is, please let me know in the comments, because I really do want to know, actually. Personality. Johnny is a caring individual with lots of dreams. He's childish and silly, not exactly aware of just how powerful he truly is. He never takes anything that seriously, only doing so if lives are genuinely at stake. The next part of this bio is relationships, but I'm actually going to save that for the last part of the video because I feel, there's there's some spoilers for the next two characters in this video, and also for characters that, aren't going to be in this video, so I think it's better if I save it to the end and only mention the two characters that, are in this video. Power origin. He was venting to the sun about his dreams of wanting to fly, and the sun provided him with the powers to fly. Okay, so this backstory is probably very confusing, so let me sort of elaborate on it. Basically, Yellowman is a caveman from the far, far, far past, in like the BC era, right? And he's different from the other cavemen, right? He's more advanced, he's invented a lot of stuff, he's more advanced, more smarter, he has a lot of dreams and ambitions, He dreams of the ability to fly, and the other cavemen think he's weird for that because, like, he's different. And so one day, he's going up, he goes to the sun and he's like, sad. And the sun is alive in this because why not? The sun is like, oh, Johnny, what's wrong? And Yellowman's all like, I really want to fly. I've always dreamed of flying. Everyone thinks I'm weird. And it's like, and then the sun's like, oh, your wish is my command. And he just gives him powers. That's basically, that's basically what happens. It's very silly. But I think I really like the backstory. I think it's pretty funny. I think it works well enough. It also pairs well with his sun-themed powers. That's how he got his powers, from the sun. And so naturally, I would say his powers have a sun-themed flair to them. And, that's Yellowman. Now I can finally reveal the second character. That being Lemon Kid. Lemon Kid's real name is Timmy Tim Timpson. He's 15. He's a male. He's a human. His character type is hero sidekick. His significance is deuteragonist. His powers is that he can shoot toxic acid out of his hands, and he can run faster than the average human being. So I feel like at this point I should just make it super speed. However, I don't know, like, there's actually quite a few characters in the Yellowman world who have what you would call a super speed, like speedster speed. Lemon Kid is not necessarily a speedster, so I don't want to put him as super speed, but he also runs faster than the average human, but he's not like super speed. Like, it's a weird scaling thing. Like, I don't know if I should just say super speed, or because he's not as fast as the other, who would be considered speedsters, but he's also faster than the average human. Whatever. I guess it would be super speed. Yeah. Timmy is cocky, but not overly arrogant. He tends to get himself into trouble due to his having quite the mouth on him. He's also gullible and very childish at times. Considering his age, it doesn't surprise anyone. Power origin. Sensei Hami provided him with his powers. Sensei Hami will be featured in his own video, and normally I would just like not talk about a character that's not gonna, have an in-depth look in this video. However, I feel like I kind of have to talk about Sensei Hami in this video, only because he's essential for Lemon Kid's, power origin. And so I will just talk about the power origin for Lemon Kid, which happens to include Sensei Hami. So basically, Sensei Hami is a hamster, really small animal, and there's like a war between rats and hamsters, and Sensei Hami is about to be murdered by a rat. And then Lemon Kid comes in and just steps on the rat, completely unintentional, he's not looking, he just steps on a rat. And he notices Sensei Hami, and he's like, he picks up Sensei Hami, and he's like, ooh, Sensei Hami, look at the hamster, he's so cute, can I keep it, Dad? And his dad's like, yeah. And so, he takes, Sensei Hami home, and Sensei Hami's all like, oh, you saved me, so, yeah, here are powers, I'm giving you powers. And I know it's fairly simple, and maybe even a bit strange, it's sort of a random just idea. But I've grown to just really like the idea. I think it's silly, I think it's cute, and I think it's pretty funny that there's just this little mini war fair going on with hamsters and rats. It's a side thing that doesn't actually really affect the plot of Yellow Man, but it's still just a funny little addition to the world of this, just the world of this character. Cold Stare's real name is Quilano. She's 29. Her gender is female. She's a Glacian. Her character type is hero, and she's a tritagonist. I never know how to pronounce this, bro. Cold Stare can shoot ice out of her hands. She's able to freeze people. She has ice breath and can also hover. She can shoot ice out of her hands and she can also freeze people. Well, yeah, no, fuck. That should be a given with ice shooting out of hands. So I don't know why I clarified she could freeze people in this. I don't understand. Cold Stare is mature but often closed off from her friends. She prefers getting stuff done without a word. Despite her closed-off nature, she's shown to care a lot about her friends. Power origin. She was born with powers as she is a Glacian. Now, what exactly is a Glacian? This is a species in my universe. Well, I don't actually know fully. A Glacian comes from a planet that's ice-themed. I don't even know the name for, like, the planet yet. I just have a species name and that's about it. Imagine the planet would be ice-themed, ice and water, like glaciers, glacier, yeah. But it doesn't go beyond that. I'll probably, make a bigger, like, story when it comes to the Glacians and, like, the planet and whatnot. But for now, there's no real, like, bigger lore behind it. It's just a alien species that kind of exists in the background. Now, we're finished with all of the characters, so I will, as promised, I will quickly go over the relationships between these three characters. And it's honestly a little boring, I guess I'd say. These three are a trio of sorts. They're three heroes that all work together. They're all pretty cool with each other. Lemon Kid is more like a sidekick to Yellow Man, and Cold Stare is sometimes there, helping alongside them. At first, I'd say Cold Stare is a rival of sorts to Yellow Man, but eventually they become friends. And yeah, that's basically it. So I want to give a huge thank you if you made it this far into the video. This video took a lot of time to put together. It shouldn't have, but it did. I started this on my birthday, which was like on the 26th of August, and I'm just now finishing this. I had a lot of fun, talking about my characters, and I am super excited to be able to share more characters with you guys. Speaking of which, in this video I talked about Yellow Man characters, and I promised you guys that I would talk about more Yellow Man characters in the future. But I also want to talk to you guys about the possibility of other universes I've created, because I have created other universes. It's not just Yellow Man. I've created other universes with other characters and their own roles and whatnot. And so, I would also love to yap about those as well, because that's just something I naturally love to do. I kind of said that at the start. I'm not gonna make this outro super long because, well, I don't want to make this video super long. But yeah, if you guys want to see that, maybe leave a comment down below. And yeah, I mean, I don't know how to really do these outros, but thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a blessed day.